You want to be an architect?
Maybe a truck driver?
Maybe a realtor?
Something in the medical field?
Huh. Listen to Career Paths with Untitled Chapter.
Thursdays.
Time to mention that your fly's down.
Oh my God. How dare you? Excuse me, pardon. Thank you.
Things he'll do to draw attention.
I got nothing else. No one else. I mean, how do I look, Mom?
Better now.
Cover it up. That's what she says. Oh. Alrighty. Yeah. Just have fun. Make fun of Ryan.
I'm okay with it. Oh, you're making a little
How dare you?
beautiful.
Yeah, but I don't know how to use what. This is a mic?
Ryan,
How's
I heard
it
you
work?
mouth breathing in the last of one of them.
What's
Nice.
I heard you mouth breathing in the background of one of them.
Awesome.
You know, that
Close
wasn't
your
actually
mouth.
me. It was
Was
the guy
it-
standing
was
next
it
to me,
really
and I'm
that?
sitting there, and I'm like,
Who was it? Who was that?
trying. It was
Sean?
no, it was an older one. I think it's. I think Steve was down here. The
Oh.
one that got really quiet and stuff.
Oh.
Isn't that Steve?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he.
Well, I feel bad
Because he
now.
had came down and he's standing here, and I was sitting there. I'm like, pretty soon I'm like,
What am I hearing? There's this rasping. I turned it all the way up and I made fun of you to Alex, so now I feel kind of bad.
No.
Like background of his own podcast. Close your mouth, Ryan.
I'm in here.
Yeah.
Are we still rolling?
That one is,
Something's on.
and that's unedited, so that
Fantastic.
That goes on.
Awesome. I mean, how dare you? I might be embarrassed. I might be. Yeah. Welcome to Career Paths by Infonet. I'm your host, Victor Boudreau. Behind the scenes, Mr. Ryan King. Hey, Ryan, say hi.
Hi.
I said, hey, say hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Oh, I don't know why I'm here. Our guest
I don't know why
today.
you're here either.
Our guest today is Emily. It's Emily?
Yep. Try again.
I'm
One
sorry.
more time.
Our guest today is Emily Peterson. What was that again, man?
Emily Peterson.
Oh, Emily Peterson. See?
Officially the first person in my entire life to mess my name up.
Thank you.
Wow, what a treat.
And you thought I couldn't do it.
I underestimated you.
That's all it was, is a dare. Or don't dare me for stuff. It's just fun. Where are we? How's things going?
Things are going great.
Life getting out. Have you got out in the last? Have you gone out lately since some things have opened up?
Oh, I go to lunch, but that's,
Okay.
that's as
Yeah.
crazy as I get.
No, I was
School
just,
and work. Very busy.
yeah, that work thing takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Especially now. Let's clarify. Emily, you are a part owner of a
Bookstore.
bookstore here in
Yep.
Spokane, Washington.
Yep.
It's down by Gonzaga University. Let's throw that out there. So anybody that goes to Gonzaga that listens to us or watches us, that they can come see you.
They should,
I know.
yes.
I know. I'd been in the store a couple times in the past, and other Gonzaga students had come in looking for stuff. And you carry. What do you guys carry there?
So we're used books and movies and games, primarily books.
Mm-hmm.
80% of our inventory is $3 or less. Most of our movies are $2, and we're always doing some kind of deal. So
Do you? Okay. Fiction, nonfiction.
everything.
Everything.
I
Okay.
like to have as much variety as I possibly can.
Okay. Kids books. Kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Great kids section. Really big kids area with table and all sorts of fun stuff.
Okay, I saw that. I liked that because I hadn't been in for a little bit, and I saw that. I think I even told you that.
I spruced it up.
Yeah, you did. It looks good. It looks great. It looks great. How did you become? How did this happen? Have you owned a business before?
No. So I go to Gonzaga still. I'm a senior at Gonzaga.
Oh, you're one of those. So you already okay. She's heard of Gonzaga University.
Yeah, once or twice I've heard of it. Yeah,
What do you-
something about basketball.
So what are you taking there?
So I study business administration.
Okay, all right. So,
So-
it goes along. So
That's right, yeah. So I was planning on, and I had actually accepted a position with a financial institution here in town, doing investing and selling insurance and all sorts of fun stuff.
Wow.
And I had been working previously at this bookstore for 20 months or so, year and a half, almost 2 years. And when the owner said that they were ready to call it quits, they offered to sell it to me. And I said yes. And I brought in my best friend and her husband to help me run it because she runs her own successful small business. And
Wow.
yeah, and so far it's been going really well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It just got to ask, to have your best friend involved in you guys, is there any heated moments?
So far, no. So
Okay.
we do prepare for that, definitely, because
There you go.
anytime you're in this kind of situation,
Yeah.
there is going to be problems for sure.
Or issues? They don't
Right,
have problems, but
discrepancies and
challenges.
disagreements and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. So we're working on building systems where we can know exactly what to do. Like, okay, we're having an issue. Like, what's our protocol for this?
Mm.
Where, we can kind of stay, even if we're emotionally invested in it, we don't make an emotional decision.
Well, it's business, not personal.
Right.
And that's, some people forget that in life in general. There is business, even if you are working with somebody you know, a friend or something, or family, there is business, there's personal. I've been
Right.
able to separate that, thank God.
So far, it hasn't been a problem at all, though, because her and I, Alicia is her name, her and I are on the same wavelength with almost
And you guys
everything.
talk and you share,
Yeah.
and if there's anything that even, how long have you known her?
Let's see, 13 years now?
So you guys know each other very well.
Yeah,
so
we
you
were-
communicate, and well, that's a big. Some people assume if there's something negative, might be. Well, we'll just don't need to talk about it. But you hit it.
You
straight
have
ahead.
to go right in with
Thank
it.
you.
You have to be open
I agree.
with it, or you're not. You're just going to cause resentment and problems. So.
So give us a little background on yourself. Your age, rank, serial number.
So I'm 25. I was
Mhm.
born in Missouri, raised primarily in Spokane. Go to Gonzaga, graduate in 68 days.
Wow.
Not that I'm counting.
No, not at all. How many hours? How many minutes?
So close, so close. I mean, we're not even doing anything special on the day of. That's just the day I don't have to go anymore because we're not walking.
But who's
there.
counting?
Yeah, so I'm really excited to get that piece of paper in the mail.
So you're not married.
No,
No kids.
no.
Just your family.
Well, I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years, and we
Mm.
live together, and we'll
Okay.
get married eventually. But
Yeah.
that's more of a money thing.
It's all good. As long as relationship is as long as you're happy, or not happy, or anything else you think we should know, or viewers should know that would be relevant to help knowing what you do and how you are and why you are.
Well, I started going to art school first. I have most of an art degree.
So
Understood.
okay. So we'll go there because you graduated high school.
Yeah, well, so I did running start. So I went
Okay.
to college while in high school, but I didn't take it very seriously, and I was a pretty poor student to begin with. I almost didn't graduate high school because of
Bad.
yeah, just general delinquency,
Right.
like getting
It happens.
suspended, not going.
You got
and-
suspended.
Yes, I did.
Bad girl.
I know. I got suspended for fighting in
But
my
you're
freshman
a
year.
business owner, so
Now I'm an upstanding citizen. I really turned it around. Let's see, 3.5 years ago, I decided to take everything seriously. So my GPA went from a 2.1, and now I'm on the dean's list at Gonzaga.
show off.
So I know,
Show.
no big deal or anything.
No. 68 days. Who's counting? And she's on the dean's list. So out of high school, you did Running Start, which is
Right.
where exactly did you go with that? Because Running Start, I know of it. Was it a year or 2 years?
So it's supposed to be a 2-year program. I went
Okay.
just for my senior year in
Okay.
high school. Got a head start on my associate's degree, and then took my time with the last year of the associate's
Mhm.
degree and made it take 2 years.
Mhm.
And then took one business statistics class, and I 4.0'd it. And at this
Wow.
time, my GPA is a 2.1. I'm failing classes left and right because I have strong principles about art, and you can't tell me what to create. And
You're
it's not
artsy
great-
fartsy.
Yeah,
That's
not a
the
good
term.
thing for a college situation. So when I aced the stats class, I really took an interest in business as a whole, and found that not only was it interesting, but I was good at it. So from there, I straightened out my GPA and applied to Gonzaga. So
Wow.
yeah.
Awesome. I'm jealous, but awesome. So doing the business, and then you were hired at the bookstore?
Yeah, I didn't mean to be hired. When I went in, I was shocked.
I kind of knew. I remember that, but explain. So what happened?
I was sitting at Gonzaga, and I knew there was a bookstore up the road, and I'm a
Mhm.
reader, so I went up and just was checking it out. And I came in and was just telling the owner all of the things that he was doing wrong. And if I was, went in intending to apply for a job, I would have approached it
Did
totally
you point and
differently.
laugh at the time, or were you
I
just?
mean, kind of, yeah. I was not kind, really. I mean, like, we were joking back and forth, but he was definitely the butt of the joke. I'm like, the organization of the store makes no sense. Like, the way things are situated, where things are at, what things you have pulled out, what things are mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the conversation, he asked me if I wanted a job, and I said yes.
Right.
So,
Awesome. So you get to use your passion
yeah.
as well as your education.
Right, so I took over the social media for the business and started doing the advertising and the arranging. I pulled out all the genres, alphabetized everything, moved every single book in the store at least once. And it was when I finally like stepped back and was like, now it's a bookstore. Now it's something that we can point people where they're looking for things and know where they'll be.
So what's your partner, your friend's name?
Alicia.
Alicia. Did Alicia come and visit you while you were in the bookstore before that?
She did, yeah. So
Okay.
she has 2 sons, my godsons, and her and the kids would always come in and pick out kids' books and things like that, and she's a reader too, so.
Nice. Well, there you go. So she was aware of the store.
Right.
And then, so let's go from there, since you're not done with college, but 68 days, but who's counting? Dean's List, but who's bragging?
Me. Always. As often as I can work that into a conversation, I will.
So how did this come about? Because besides, we were talking pre-show, so I kind of know, but for viewers and listeners, so you're working in the store. Were you making changes when you first came in the store, just an employee?
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
When I came in, yeah, he wanted me to just do what I wanted to do with it because he knew how excited I was about it and how much energy I was willing to pour into the project.
Right.
Which wasn't his like passion necessarily, the storefront itself, more like behind the scenes operations.
Right.
So for me, like the storefront was everything, and so I like really poured my spirit into it and made it mine.
Presentation.
Yeah.
Catch your eye, especially when people walk in or they're looking for a bookstore, and obviously it's your passion. You have an idea.
Right.
Yeah, that's okay. So how long did you work there? Then the opportunity, or what details on that kind of? You don't have to go into but kind of the progression of the owner decided he wanted out.
Yeah.
And
so
then did he ask you, or did you just go, wait a minute, this is an idea?
It had been kind of a running joke that they wanted to sell the bookstore to me and run away because it's a stressful operation, you know.
Any
used books
business
in
is.
2021 especially.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. It's, yeah.
So, and it wasn't ever their, like, end goal. You know, it was a stopping point for them on the way. So their dream has always been to run off in an RV and have adventures. So when the time came where they felt like it was time for them to do that, suddenly the joke of me buying the bookstore and them running away wasn't a joke anymore. It was an offer, so.
Wow. Kind of how things fell into place.
Yeah.
So your passion for setting a bookstore up, visually, just for attracting, I'm not even sure how to word this, just make it more user-friendly, more customer-friendly? Did you learn that somewhere, or can you give me an example of maybe where that came, besides your book person, and you're doing business?
Right.
So is that something that you learned along the way, or was it something how'd you?
Both. So I worked retail for 6 or 8 years before
Okay.
this, and I've done food service, and I've done customer service the whole time. So, you know, making things accessible to the customer was a priority, and then giving them, like, content that they were interested in was a priority. Cleaning out old stuff really rapidly was important and still is important.
Sure.
And we want to have every book sit on the shelf less than 6 months, ideally. So after 6 months, usually things will get pulled, unless it's, like, content that I'm really passionate about. And I'm like, well, this is a really good book about this war, so we're going to leave it. It gets another chance.
Yeah. There's no preference here, but this is my favorite, so you'll like it.
I do.
But,
I do.
But if you're
favorites.
passionate, you're going to share that with customers, and and then you can turn them on to something that they may not be aware of, or
Right.
And obviously, your passion for that is going to hopefully excite them and
Right.
turn them on to
find
that.
something to read, help their kids find stuff to read, get the kids excited to read.
That's a double whammy. Not only that, plus you're building a customer relationship with somebody, earning their trust, and they're going, huh. So they're going to come back to you, hopefully over and over and over.
Yeah, I do hope so.
That's the plan, right? Build the customer base. So you're not done with school, because I have my next question to ask. How did you transition from school into that? But she's only 68 days, and Jean's list.
My
Yes,
question
Ryan.
is,
Yes, please.
were you planning to transition into owning a business, or were you planning to go to work?
After college?
Yeah,
After
I
college,
just
thank
wanted
you.
to work
Business.
for people. Really, I wanted to just make a lot of money really fast and pay off my student loans. And
Yeah.
like you build up a savings account, an investment account, a retirement account, you know, get everything situated, and then I was gonna go pursue my dreams. And buying a bookstore was supposed to be the retirement plan for Alicia and I. Like we were gonna do this in our
Had you guys
50s.
actually joked? You and Alicia?
Oh, this was very much
Really?
the end goal. Oh yeah, we
Wow.
wanted to do
Okay,
either a
awesome.
bookstore, a cafe, or a bakery, or some combination.
Right.
Of it.
Okay.
So right now it's a
okay.
bookstore. If we ever open a second location, we might stick a kitchen in the back and do something exciting with that.
Of course. Of course. I can see that happening for some reason.
Right.
That's gonna, and that will happen. I just, with the time, who knows how long, maybe
Right.
a year, maybe 2 years, but I can just tell she's going to do that. She'll make it happen. So going to school, let's get into college real quick. Nothing major, but what's the biggest challenge? Going to Gonzaga University, not so much Gonzaga, but going to school for you, taking what you're taking, what's the biggest challenge right now, or has been going to school?
At the community college, so I went to SFCC, finished my associate's degree there. I loved SFCC. I loved the teachers there. Getting a 4.0 there was like getting a 3.0 at Gonzaga. The amount of work that went into it, or less maybe, because the amount of hours that I have to pour into GU to get the grades that I need, that I won't settle for less than, is crazy high. So this semester actually has been a little bit less difficult. We have like a couple of senior seminar classes that are meant to like capstone, wrap things up kind of thing, and that's been really fun and less stressful. But there have been a few semesters where I was pulling my hair out trying to work full time and go to school full time and maintain the grades.
Did you sleep much during that time?
Sleep is a priority, yes. Yeah, I don't mess with cutting down on sleep at all. I get 8 hours a night or more because you can't function if you don't. You can go.
Some people think they can. They do for a
Yeah,
short time.
I don't think I would be successful if I tried to do that. So I cut everything else out of my life instead.
What? Give me an example. What'd you cut out for sleep? Because you got it. You're working, going to school, sleep.
Eating healthy. So like I lived out of vending machines for like the entire
Okay.
time I went to community
Hey, a
college.
few minutes here, a few minutes there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, all cooking, all like socialization. I didn't
Yeah.
ever like do the crazy college party thing. I've never been to a GU party at all or a basketball game.
I've heard they have a basketball team.
Yeah, well, I think so.
Okay.
Something about like a really good one. Not totally sure.
Yeah, right. So nowadays, so you're still going to school.
Yep.
Granted, it's not as crazy as it's been, but still. So owning a business now, because it's now instead of your retirement plan, or what's that deal? How crazy is that for you? Because that's
It's pretty wild. It's
Yeah.
pretty wild. It's super fun.
because it's more time being owner. You're not just an employee because you can check in, check out. Being an owner, there's much more, and there's more responsibility, more time.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like even as an employee, I tend to take more responsibility on than I necessarily should have. So I was answering like people's Facebook messages late at night and early at the morning,
Ooh.
like 24 hours a day, even as an employee. Like I took personal responsibility for the success of the
You're
store.
passionate about it.
Well, yeah, from the time that I started in October of 2019 through December of 2020, I tripled the store's revenue. Because, well, and there's other factors there, as people know about us too, but just through like arranging and preparing and like culling the old and customer servicing people, like it made a big difference in people coming back. So I actually raised the price for myself of the business that I bought. Which is,
I didn't even think of that.
it worked out, I guess. In the end, I still got the bookstore, so.
Oh, you just cost yourself more money by
I
doing
did, I definitely did.
I did. That's funny. So what's a typical day like? Let's say tomorrow's Monday. What's a typical day? Task, hours, etc.
Yeah, so tomorrow I will get up at 8. I'll go to work.
Oh,
I'll
you're
work
sleeping
9 to
until
5.
8.
Yeah, see, sleep is important. And I go to bed at 11 too. Like
Okay.
not just 8 hours, 9 hours.
I love
I'm
sleep.
serious. This is
Yeah.
important. And I'll work 9 to 5 at the store. I'll do like some things that need to be done in the moment and some things for bigger plans. I try and budget my time to make sure that we're planning ahead and prioritizing what needs to be prioritized.
Sure.
And then I have class at 5 until 8, or at 6 until 8:30, and then I'll probably.
Oh, so you're
dinner
taking
and do homework
evening
and
at
go to bed.
Gonzaga right now because of the job. Okay.
Well, I do both. So I have
Okay.
2 evening classes,
Oh.
2 morning classes. I
Oh.
just take whatever I need to take
Sure.
for the degree and then work around it.
There you go. Okay. Wow. Awesome. Where'd you get this from? Where'd you get the plan? Mom, dad, somewhere else?
No, I don't know.
It's just in you.
Wanting to be the opposite, I guess. Yeah. So
I trust me, I do understand that. It's like you see other stuff and you go, I'm better than that.
what not to do? Yeah.
I'm better than that. Not that you're putting anybody else down.
Just like I want certain things for myself, but I really want to get out from under my student loan debt because I didn't intend to take out any in the first place. But you can't really pay cash for Gonzaga in the income bracket that I'm in because it's $40,000 tuition.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So
Can I ask where you're going to be at or where you're?
I'll graduate with $37,000 of debt, which is
It's not bad.
I'll take it. I was blessed with a lot of help from a lot of different sources for grades and essays. I applied for every scholarship and grant that I could. I have been so helped out by the Gonzaga community. They gave me a ton of aid. One semester I had $8,000 of a scholarship fall through. They had run out of money and I got cut. And I didn't think I was going to be able to finish at Gonzaga. And I went and talked to the financial aid office, and she actually went to bat for me with the dean and got me an $8,000 check. They just wrote me a check.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got to keep going.
Yeah, that's gonna be motivating
Right.
to know. Yeah, wow, awesome. Obviously, your grades and everything helped.
Yeah,
at that.
always. Yeah.
It's not like they just, hey, she wants it, so let's give it to her. You've earned it, and they see that it's worthwhile. Wow, congratulations, that's awesome. So doing the bookstore, let's go with your career, being the owner, running it, working in the store too, and helping customers and everything. What would you say is your biggest dislike, and what's the most enjoyable about it? What's the worst and best?
My dislike is that because of my square footage, I can't have every book on the floor that I want for people. So somebody will say, I'm looking for this book, and I'm like, I know this book is common fiction. I know that I have had it recently,
Right.
and I would probably still have it if I had a bigger storefront. So I guess not being able to have what people need is probably my biggest dislike. And then the biggest, like, hands down, is getting a kid to read who didn't like reading before. That is like a victory.
Okay, tell me, how do you do that?
It's time, usually. Like, you just sit down. I sit down with the kid and I ask them, like, what they have read, or if they don't read anything, I ask them, like, what they like to watch or what they like to do, and kind of go from there. So there are some kids who don't like to read books, but they'll read graphic novels. So if you can start there, and even if they don't read books, they like play Minecraft. Okay, well, I've got Minecraft books. You know, we can go any which way. Yeah, it's hard. You can't get every kid to read. It's not always going to work. But when it works out, and, like, you know, you have the kid in the corner sitting quietly with the book, and mom just has her jaw open, and, like,
how'd you do
oh,
it?
now I have shopping time. And, like, this is great. And that's a big victory for me.
Oh, I bet. How would you change the dislike, besides you're going to have to get another store, a bigger store, or do you order books for customers, or just
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, especially we have some customers who don't have access to, like, don't have the ability to order for themselves.
Right.
Or don't know how.
There's a lot of
So
people.
that's primarily who I focus that service on, because, you know, anybody can get something off the internet if you really need to. But
Right,
I'm
but-
happy to do it for you if you want.
Exactly. Customer one-on-one, and that once again builds their customer
Right.
rapport and the respect, and so they're going to come to you again and again because you're going to take care of them. That's customer service. I'm not a salesman. I'm customer service, because even if I don't know it, I'll find out.
Right.
There's the answers out there. Sometimes I have to ask Ryan, but
And then you get bad information.
yeah, that doesn't turn out well. Here I am with. What do you think is the biggest misconception that the general public, have to do with what you do, or owning a bookstore, or running, or being a part of that?
And people think books are dead. People they like share, like, infographics. I see them all the time with misinformation on the reading statistics of the world. You know, you see these blocky, like, some people don't read another book after they graduate high school, and this percentage and that percentage, and they're all just wrong. They're, like, made up statistics. They're based in nothing. If you do a little bit of Googling, you'll find out that indie bookstores are actually increasing and have been on a trend of increasing. I wouldn't invest in something if I thought it was a losing bet.
See, that's the question. That's what I was going to. When you say that, because it's your passion,
Yeah.
you still want it up because your business
I
savvy.
wouldn't have. No, I thought about buying a bookstore 5 years ago, and wanted to see if that was something that I could plan now. And I decided, no, that's not probably a winning bet. But then after going to Gonzaga, I was actually able to like run analysis on the business because I was already on the inside of it and see like this is a going concern. This is a good, solid basis for business that's ready for some growth and ready for some expansion and just needs a little TLC.
But 5 years ago, you wanted to have certain knowledge because of going to school, learning to help you out to where you're at today, which
Right.
makes it where you're
Right,
at.
yeah. The whole thing had to happen the way that it happened, in
Right.
the order that it happened, or it wouldn't have worked. Because 5 years ago, I wouldn't have had the capital to do the purchase. I wouldn't have had the knowledge to be certain that it would work. And
Right.
I wouldn't have been willing to put my money where my mind was.
Right, even if it
'Cause
was
I
a
wasn't
passion.
sure, right.
Well, and that's the education you're getting and
Exactly.
from what you're doing now at Gonzaga. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm impressed. And you're 25?
I'm 25, yeah.
Emily, awesome. We had a guest on, Ben Pointer. He was 18, and I don't know if you caught that episode. That was one of our first on YouTube, even though not our first episode ever. But he doesn't know exactly how he's going to do it, but he's figuring it out.
Right.
And he's going to be in college, as far as I know, here next month or in May. And he hasn't even graduated, but he's going to get his GED because of what's going on in the world
Yeah.
and so on. Sitting behind the computer 6 hours a day, just mind-numbing. He
Yeah.
figured out how to make it
Yeah.
happen and move forward.
Cool.
How can you change the misconception? How can we change the misconception that reading books is dead? Besides saying, hey, it's not dead.
I don't think you can. I don't think there's too much misinformation out there, and there's these preconceived notions.
Why do you think that? Why is it the misconception? I understand because the computer. I understand all that.
People see the infographic and share it, but I think as a whole, it plays into the greater narrative of what people expect to be happening. They see like more screen, so they think like because there's more screen, there must be less books. But I read on my phone, and I have a Kindle myself. Like I will have physical books, and that's always going to be my favorite. But I also have, I don't know, probably 200 books on my phone and at least 1,200 on my Kindle, just like as, additional.
Sure.
It's all about the variety. So when you look at see somebody on like the bus or a train, like reading, or they're on their phone or device and they don't seem like they're reading, they oftentimes are. So you might not realize how much reading is happening around you.
Right. Now, see, when I've been in your bookstore a while back, I'd visit and I'd talk to people just because I'm outgoing that way, and I was always delighted to hear, because I'm not a reader per se, but to know that people still appreciate, they want to pick up the physical.
Right.
And I understand because I'm being in music and doing what I've done. I'm a drummer, so when electronic drums first came out, everybody assumed the acoustic drums would go away, and this is the new happening. Even now it's semi. You can't replace the real thing.
The original.
The
that's
real
right.
thing. You can't.
And you can't, you can download as many Kindle books as you want, but right now in my store I have a 163-year-old gardening book, and you're just not going to get that experience from your screen.
There's something.
It's magical.
Yeah, once again, not a reader, but it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because there's history,
Right.
wow, yeah. Gosh, Emily, I'm impressed. Like you
Yeah.
care, but it's nice to know that. What's the biggest mistake you've made that you've learned from that you apply to this? That's a new question.
I like it.
The biggest mistake, let's see, I think
Biggest mistake
probably
or loss
not-
or failure that you learned from. Sorry, as I interrupt, but yes.
Okay. Well, a couple. I think as a whole,
Yeah.
not taking education seriously through the time that I was in high school and my first 2 years of college, which sounds like a line that people say and they don't mean, but I really was not a great student, and I owe some teachers apologies from high school.
Will you ever reach out to them?
Maybe. I don't know if I would shoot an email, but if I saw him in person, I probably would say
Sure,
I'm sorry.
sure.
There are a couple of people that I really do owe apologies to. Just general delinquency behaviors should not have been happening. I didn't get into any real trouble, but I just didn't go to school.
Right.
I didn't feel like it, so I just
Right.
didn't, and nobody ever stopped me. So I
Right.
continued to get away with it.
Right.
I think if I would have started in freshman year taking it seriously, I could have applied for Gonzaga when I was a senior, potentially gotten a full ride, and have 0 student loan debt. So I think that's a $40,000 mistake. But It is what it is. I'm grateful because I learned and I was able to appreciate it more after, like,
Certainly.
having not been a great student. I was able to see, like, oh, these resources available to me, like, I need to be taking advantage of them and, like, actually paying attention and giving it my all, and the returns that I get from that are a lot greater, so.
Awesome. Great. Wow, that was a new question. We're going to have to remember that one.
Good luck.
Hold on, I'll write it down. You want to write? All right, so we're almost done. See, that wasn't too painful.
Not too bad.
What did you want to be when you were a kid? Did you want to be an astronaut, a cowboy, a nurse, an engineer, a train?
I wanted to be an actress. No, actually, when people would ask me the question, I would say I'm going to be rich. But what I thought was going to get me there, I thought I was going to be an actress. I don't know. It's like one of the 8 careers people ask you about when you're in kindergarten, and for some reason that one stuck. But I never did anything with it, so.
Interesting. Nothing?
Nothing.
Not even a kindergarten play?
I probably did stuff when I was a kid. I did choir for like 6 years, so I was on a stage a little bit. But I've never done like a play or anything like that. So, and I don't really have a lot of interest in it. I think it would be fun. I don't think I would be phenomenal at it. And I've got like a lot of things that I would like to do that would take time. So.
A lot of things you want to do. What?
Well, I still paint. I have.
Okay.
I do jewelry making. I have like, I don't know, probably 13 different hobbies.
Okay.
All sitting in a closet somewhere.
All right, that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, and
your passions, your enjoyments.
Right. Yeah, and I want to do this for 10 years and then go work for somebody else or do a different enterprise while this like self-sustains. That's the dream, is to work yourself out of a job.
Yep.
So I do want to do other things. I just don't know yet. I'm keeping myself open for that. That's.
Well, right now you don't have to, but you didn't know you'd be doing this at this
point
either.
Right, this derailed my 5, 10, and 15-year plans.
Did it derail it or just give you more? Or give
totally derailed it. That's okay though. Like it
right, it's not. Well, obviously, derailed. You made that decision to derail.
I did. I totally did. I jumped on it too.
Yeah.
So I don't have regrets about that.
There you go. So derailed to me is like, oh crap, it's screwed up, but it's not a screw up. It's just wasn't the plan at the time, but here we are.
Path.
Yeah, here we are. Anything else you want to add? You guys do sales?
Yeah, so we have events periodically. In the summer and the amiable weather months, every 4 to 6 weeks, we do a 25-cent sale, which is where we line the outside of the building with tables and put books over the top of them.
So in case anybody in the Spokane area that listened to this, what's the address? Where is this?
2174 North Hamilton Street.
Just north of Gonzaga on Hamilton.
Yep, next to Donut Parade. And
Thank you. I was going to say Donut Parade. Just in case you don't know, Donut Parade for Spokane. So you have one starting, because this is today, technically?
Yes, today. Right now.
Today's Thursday. It's coming. So today, so if you're watching, or this weekend. So, are you open on Sundays or not?
No, we're not. We're hoping to be open on Sundays someday, but right now we can't figure out the hours. So. Sure.
So, but the sales. So this today.
Thursday, Friday, and
Saturday.
Yep.
And what's your hours?
We're going to be open 9 to 6 for the quarter sale. Generally, we're 10 to 5 Monday through Saturday.
Okay. Anything else you want to add to? You guys are online at all, or is there just Facebook?
No, we're pretty much we have Facebook and Instagram, and then in store. But so you can follow us on social media, and you'll get the updates on all the events that we do, sales that we have. Page 42 Spokane on Instagram, and Page 42. Actually, it might be Page 42 Spokane on Facebook.
Wait,
as well.
don't you handle the social media?
I do it, yeah. You should know. Now Alicia and I split that, which has been so helpful to we tag team it, so I don't have to worry every minute about answering messages and being on time and things like that. So.
Do you want to give a shout out to Alicia and the husband?
Her husband Jacob. Yeah.
Jacob.
Alicia and Jacob have been a lifesaver. I wouldn't have tried to do this without them. I couldn't have handled it. So it's been really good to split up the labor and figure things out and learn more every day.
Sure. That's life.
Yeah.
Good and bad. Even the failures or mistakes. Hopefully you can learn from them. Sometimes it takes Ryan several times to learn.
Yeah.
I'm pretty slow. I'm a drummer, so
Takes you 4 times?
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Totally enjoyed. I learn all the time, so thank you. It's nice to see somebody that Is figuring it out? You don't have it figured out, but you're figuring it out.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not bitching and complaining and making excuses, are you?
No, it's a good time.
Yeah.
I don't
Life
have
is a good
anything to
time,
complain about.
even I'm sorry, perspective. Life. I've only had one bad day in my life. I've gone through stuff, but I've only had one bad day. I'll share it with you afterwards. But
Okay.
only one bad day. And
Well, that's impressive.
yes, life is what you make it.
So do you make Ryan pick up all the cars now?
Yeah, I have to because I'm not talented. I'm too old to crawl on
Can't
the
count
floor.
past 4.
That's what you're
Yeah,
here
I'm a
for.
drummer. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching Career Paths on InfoNet. Please like, please subscribe. We need all the help you can give us. Thank you very much again. Ryan, anything you'd like to add? Stay tuned. We'll probably have Emily back here in a few months. We'll do an update because that's what we want to start doing with our guests. We have already over 40, and we want to start touching base with everybody. So, are you
Cool.
up to it? Would you come
Yeah,
back?
that sounds fun. Sure.
Awesome. Thank you. Can I shake your hand?
No.
Okay. Can we fist bump?
No.
Or- How about that?
Okay.
We're good. Awesome. Thank you. We'll talk to you later. It's your life. Make it happen. Thank you. See, I told you we would have fun.